Lily, I really have to ask you something. Do you like me?
Uh-huh.
Thank goodness. I wasn't really sure, because there's something on my mind. It's about my feelings, and I'd like to ask you a really huge favor. Would you do something for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? Wow, I'm so excited. Okay, calm down, Capu. So, would you give this letter to Shai?
Uh-huh.
I really have to meet her. So, could you just give her the letter? Man, that's so cool of you. You're really the best, Lily.
Oh, what fabulous thing do you have there? Is it for me by any chance?
Lily hesitated. Certainly not because she begrudged Shai her meeting with Capu. No. She was worried. Who knew what sort of things could be in the envelope? A snake? A scorpion? The anthrax virus? In the end, she decided to give Shai the letter, after all.
Uh-huh. Wow! It's from Capu! A date? Oh, how exciting! I have to put on more glitter.
Apparently, the letter didn't contain the anthrax virus. Thank goodness.
Oh man, Lily, I'm so excited about meeting Capu. Should I wear something else? But what? Something with Shibuya, that's for sure. I wonder if Capu likes Shibuya too, because Shibuya is totally cool, right?
The hands of the school clock looked like irises, and the ornate mesh formed by the flower baskets looked like the blades of swords in a fantasy novel. They really made you want to pierce them. Hooray! Lily had found Edna's firecrackers. How did they ever get up there? The gargoyle seemed to worry about its companion, but it also didn't lift a finger to stop it. Typical. The sword may not have reached the firecrackers or the rope, but it fit perfectly into the mesh of the clock hands. So perfectly that it got stuck in there. Now what was Lily to do? Wait until the gargoyle dropped down of its own accord? She didn't have that much time. The clock in the tower sounded duller than usual today. Was it really that late already? Done. Now, only one piece of evidence was left to completely erase Edna's tracks. Apparently, Birgit had set down her work, but she had completed the banner with the puma motif. Too bad that Lily couldn't congratulate her on the good job she'd done anymore.
That's what I call an outstanding motif. Effective and controlled. A symbol of complete self-control. Just like the directors of this convent. This will impress the doctor. Come along, Lily. Birgit has earned another award. Her diligence and reliability will be rewarded with a celebration.
Lily almost jumped in the air with excitement. There hadn't been a celebration in the convent for a very long time. Mother Superior had already begun the ceremony when Lily entered the classroom. It was a lovely celebration. The only odd thing was that Birgit was nowhere to be seen.
And I hereby award you a Golden Girl Scouts badge on a ribbon. Your embroidering skills and excellent sense of duty are a superb example to your fellow students. You, Birgit, are a textbook example of how strict and systematic guidance can result in great achievements. Ah, Lily, follow the example of your fellow student and do some cleaning. If only all children were as conscientious as Birgit.
The celebration was very short, but Lily enjoyed it anyway. This was probably the best day of her life. The cake was meant for Birgit and no one else. Lily didn't even deserve to lick the pastry shell. Lily had never seen a cake so up close before. She could have cried out of happiness for Birgit. There it was. The Golden Girl Scouts badge on a ribbon. Birgit had certainly earned it, but why had she left it out like that? Lily thought that the Girl Scouts badge was much too precious to leave lying about like that. She put it in her pocket just to be safe. Lily had asked for a musket last Christmas. Instead, she'd been given a muskrat nibbling on gingerbread.
Hey, don't touch it. That's my old Boy Scout equipment. Only certified Boy Scouts are allowed to touch it. But that's the Golden Girl Scouts badge on a ribbon. I had no idea I was talking to a genuine scout. I was a Boy Scout once, you know. Ha! Well, knock me over with my things over there. They're lying in that chest, you know. Because among scouts, there's no such thing as ownership and...
What do you have there? Is that my knife?
Uh-huh.
It's just unbelievable that a little brat like you is running around with a knife. Let me tell you, the youth of today are as rotten as next week's canned goulash. Don't you know how much damage a knife like that can do?
Uh-uh.
Did I show you?
Uh-uh.
You see? So hand it over before you hurt someone. Unbelievable. A little girl with a knife. So irresponsible. Here, take this chainsaw instead. Now that I have my knife back, I won't need it anymore.
Suka didn't seem to notice Lily. Lily didn't hold it against her. She was just worried that Suka might regret it someday. Suka didn't seem to notice Lily. Lily didn't hold it against her. She didn't need Suka's attention, so why should she long for Suka to fall off the swing and break all her bones? There was no reason at all to have thoughts such as these. Lily had a brilliant idea. High-proof alcohol was an excellent fuel substitute for the gasoline chainsaw. Mother Superior would really be proud of her. Done. Lily had finished all of Edna's jobs and had gotten rid of all of the evidence. She could hardly wait to tell her best friend all about it.
Lily, thank God. I have a new and much more serious problem. I can't find my diary anywhere, and all my escape plans are written in it. I even drew a map where I marked my hiding place. So forget about getting rid of the evidence. No, just forget it. It wasn't important anyway. The diary now has top priority. Please, help me look for it. If Mother Superior gets her hands on it, I'm done for. It has to be somewhere around here.
Of course, Lily immediately knew what to do. She immediately knew what to do. Oh, man. Was that really so hard? The diary was lying right there. Or hanging, rather. The telltale drawings were dangling from the claw of a dumb, gawking pigeon. Lily thought it would be a good idea to first wait and watch the pigeon for a while. She accepted the risk that the bird might fly off at any moment. The moment Lily tried to grab the diary, the pigeon rose in the air and carried it to the roof of the convent, where it disappeared in the rafters above Mother Superior's office. Gawking certainly wasn't going to help. Once again, Lily's path led her back towards the lion's den.
Finally, there you are. Lumpy's starving. Did you get the cat food? What? And then you dare return here? Off with you! Out, out, out! Oh, how I loathe these children!
Ooh, look who's coming to get her recipe back. If it isn't our little goody two-shoes Lily, you better split before I tie your shoelaces together. Or worse. If you're trying to impress me, you'll have to work a little harder. You're too scared to even and that means you won't get your recipe either. If you're trying to impress me, you'll have to work a little harder. You're too scared to even hunt sparrows. And that means you won't get your recipe either.
Hooray! The marbles were the perfect ammunition for the musket. Lily might have missed the sparrows, but her effect on Shawnee was apparent. He actually seemed a little impressed. Shawnee seemed very anxious. Lily preferred not to talk to him in this state. She didn't want to risk him pulling out her braids. But she also needed the recipe. What could she do to get a nasty boy like Shawnee to calm down? What a nice animal. So proud. Such shiny feathers. Hopefully, Lily would have time to play with it later. Lily had heard that cigarettes were supposed to have a soothing effect. Hooray! What a great job Lily had done. Shawnee seemed to feel much better already. You could tell by the way his pupils were slowly rotating towards the inside. Shawnee wasn't responsive. The cigarettes had made him indifferent. Lily would read the recipe later. After all, she wasn't supposed to make the food herself, but simply take Doris the recipe.
Oh, you have the recipe?
Uh-huh.
Well then, let me see it! I can manage that! Duck roast for Lumpy. Good choice! All I need is the canned food for Mother Superior's meal from the cellar. But I can't start cooking again anyway! As long as the stove isn't working, Mother Superior will have to wait for the cat food! I wouldn't want to be in your shoes when you give her the news! You again? You shouldn't be wondering. The strangest accidents have happened then. And I have an alibi for nearly all of them. Are you here because of the cat food? Then I have bad news for you. As long as I don't have the can from the cellar, Mother Superior will have to wait for the cat food. What's the matter? Did you get the canned food from the cellar? Yeah. Then I guess Mother Superior will have to go without eating. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes when you give her the news. Forget the recipe. As long as the stove in the cellar is out, I won't be cooking anything anyway.
This had to be the canned food Doris was talking about. Lily selected pigeon flavor. Lily had placed the log in the stove. Now she just had to light it.
You found the canned food!
Uh-huh.
Very good. I guess that means I can start cooking the meal now. I'll put the roast for the cat in the dumbwaiter right away. But I won't be able to fit anything else in there. I can't send Mother Superior's food up until you put the empty plate back in the dumbwaiter. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's just hope so. Oh, there's the missing child. I was beginning to hope you'd been eaten by a wild animal on the way, but at least you brought the food. I have to finish a few tasks now. Feed Lumpy while I'm gone. And don't even think about leaving the office before the work is done.
How disappointing. It seemed Lumpy didn't feel like eating roast at all. How would Lily ever finish her task now? Cat food with pigeon flavoring. The cafeteria never served anything this delicious. Lumpy obviously enjoyed the pigeon-flavored cat food, and it really looked like he already had an idea where to get second. Too bad the wall was too smooth for his claws.